Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Watkins Glen as it plays host to race number 23 of Season 4 of the NCAA Duracell Cup Series. It's time for non-charter qualifying to find out who the 6 drivers will be that will take part in later on today's main event race. 14 laps of racing here around Watkins Glen International, the 2.45-mile road course, and maybe one of the road courses out there that just about every driver is familiar with in some way, shape, or form. It may be all about starting track position here today, but then again, pit road might play a late factor into this one as well, as it is going to be 14 laps that these drivers will have to make around here in this one. On the pole position is going to be Justin Dearborn, of course, with it being a right-hand first corner. The race leader, the pole sitter, will start actually on the right side of the front row. D Poteet will line up to his outside. L Chung and A Xavier in row 2. And then completing the top 5 is going to be the 16 of J Taurus. You got J Dollerton back there in the 83. He's already locked himself into the playoffs. He made his 10th charter start back at the Chili Bowl. But D Schwallenberg last week made start number 8 of his career. He's only got 2 more starts to make, and he, with his win back during the Chili Bowl, would actually pick up a playoff position as well. Going to have quite a task of doing so here today, though, as he's going to be starting shotgun dead last on the field. So a lot of cars to pass for the 46, but he's very good when it comes to these road courses, so we'll see if 14 laps is enough time. Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
It'll be 27 laps in the main event later on today, so technically about halfway here for the distance for these non-charter drivers. There you see the Advanced Auto Parts Toyota of D Schwallenberg back there in the final row with Harrison Ponder. This is going to be one of the toughest spots here for the drivers today, up through the S's, especially at the initial start of this race. With the double file start, these drivers are going to be tempted to take a double wide and 3 wide into this corner, and there's a very fine line that you have to run to be able to get the maximum speed through these uphill right and left-handers. And when you're racing double wide, sometimes that can really mess up your timing, mess up your rhythm. And we've seen a number of wrecks take place in that portion of the racetrack during the course of the races we run here in seasons past. Another tough spot for these drivers is going to be right down here. Some people call it the bus stop. Other people call it the kink. Some people just flat out call it trouble. Hard right-hander into an immediate left-hander here. And maybe not necessarily the entrance to this bus stop is going to be the problem, but right here coming up, there's a little bit of runoff right here, you see, but then there's grass. And right there where Justin Dearborn's running, some drivers will run even a little bit further to the right of that, wheel hop it off the corner, not be able to turn the car, and then it runs into issues here through the hard right-hand carousel. This carousel is all about finesse as well. Who can get back to the throttle the soonest? They do have this runoff up to the left here that they can use to carry a little bit more speed, but a lot of times if you really smoke that left front tire, the car is not going to want to turn. So whoever's able to make their way through the carousel the best is going to be the one to make up a lot of track time. Then you come down to the final couple of corners here, only 7 turns at Watkins Glen. Turn 6 here, the left-hand corner, another heavy braking zone, but a lot of runoff for you to be able to utilize. And then turn 7 up here, the final turn towards the start-finish line. But you got to be careful even here, because if you're coming to pit road, you got to let drivers know so you don't get run over. You can't carry too much speed or you'll hit that outside wall right there off of turn 7. Here we go then. Let's see who's going to advance into the main event for the upcoming Cheez-It 355 at the Glen. Let's roll here at Watkins. Can they make it through turn 1? everybody successful through turn 1 here on the initial lap. As teammates out of Mills Motorsports look to go first and second, Dearborn clears for the lead. L Chung trying to move into second place. D Poteet going to hang tough there on driver's left. They'll carry this battle down into the bus stop. Poteet's going to clear for the spot before they even get into that corner. And looks like everyone got through the bus stop cleanly. So nicely done to all these drivers here. Dollerton's going to lose a spot to A Xavier, so Xavier up into the top 5 to 5th. Dollerton back to 6th. Now he's going to look to the inside of Xavier going into turn 6. And I think he's got the pass completed. Xavier tries to battle back to the inside. We got a car in the wall up ahead. That was the race leader that got the wall. A couple other drivers almost got the wall. Harrison Ponder back there, and there was another driver. Oh, we got a wreck! A Xavier, Chris Dollerton, heading down to turn 1. And they're still wrecking. Dollerton's going to loop it down into the grass, headed into turn 1. Everyone avoids him. A Xavier kept it up against the outside wall. I am amazed. It was just a 2-car incident there. There was the initial contact and then the follow-up contact. 83 spun back in front of traffic and nobody hit him. Now the race leader, D Poteet, had already crossed the start-finish line, so they actually are racing back here to the caution. So they still got to keep their foot in it. Poteet so far this season, 5 starts in the Charter Series, and did go to victory lane for the first time since all the way back in Season 1, back during the Chili Bowl heats. But last week, he would have had to have made it into the main event race there at Martinsville to keep his hopes of getting to the playoffs alive. Failed to do so. Had to go 5 for 5 in the remaining 5 races. Now Poteet gets the wall. L Chung got the wall. But Poteet's going to hang on, and he'll lead us back to caution as they were 3 wide for 3rd place with Chung, Taurus, and Lucas. There's the rest of the field crossing the start-finish line there to receive the caution. Pace car is over just now going through the bus stop. D Poteet going to have to boogie his way over there to catch up to the Dodge Charger pace machine. We're going to stick here with the race leaders before we go back and see exactly what happened to A Xavier and Chris Dollerton to bring out this first caution of the day, just because pits will be open this time, and if these drivers were questionable on whether they could make it these 14 laps on what they had in the tank, this will give us a clear indication. If they come to pit road, then they would have been short. If they don't come to pit road, they would have been okay to make it the full 14 laps on what they had in their race cars as far as fuel capacity. Right now, the transfer spots held by Poteet, Justin Dearborn, L Chung, Josh Torres, Pedro Lucas, and RJ Bishop has now moved into the 6th position. That moved a couple of drivers up that wrecked there with the 83 and the 24 because they were battling at the time inside of the top 6. And it doesn't look like D Poteet's indicating he's coming to pit road at all. So it looks like pit road will not be a factor here in the non-charter qualifying session. I guarantee you it will be in the charter race later on today. So let's take a look and see what brought out the caution for the first time here today in the non-charter race at Watkins Glen. Well, I looked back to see if one of these guys might have gotten the wall there off of turn 7, but no, they just start crowding each other here. And it might be because A Xavier saw Pedro Lucas running really low there, was trying to give him enough room in case they were going to go 3 wide into turn 1, but he ran Chris Dollerton out of room in return. The both of them going to spin around. Look at RJ Bishop. Ooh, he got a little piece of there. That dare did the 12 with the left front. And then right here, I thought more drivers were going to get involved because Dollerton comes back across the nose of A Xavier, back in front of Tyler Gehrdes, N Amoedo, Will Goss, and others. And I thought for sure other drivers were going to get swept up in this, but they didn't. They were able to split the 83 and the 24, and that is amazing that we did not end up having more drivers involved in this wreck than we did. But tough break there for A Xavier and Chris Dollerton. They were 4th and 5th at the time they made that contact, and now they find themselves damaged and towards the back of the pack. Had to kind of hurry with that replay, as we will have to later on today as well, because it is road course yellows. As soon as the field is picked up by the pace car, the next time around after pits are open, the lights go out top the pace cars. They come down that straightaway headed for the bus stop, giving us the indication we're going green this time. And there you see the lights are out atop the pace cars, so green flag will fly once again at the start of lap number 5. Arthur Xavier, Chris Dollerton are still in this race, but as mentioned, they are towards the rear of the field. If you're trying to keep track of Dylan Schwallenberg, he right now finds himself back in the 23rd position. So he's picked up 3 spots since the start of this race, but he's running out of time. It's not dire straits for Dylan Schwallenberg. He only has to make 2 races here in the remaining 4. So he will still have chances at Pocono, Bristol Dirt, and the regular season finale at Auto Club if he's not successful in getting into the top 6 here today at Watkins Glen. Dylan Schwallenberg, by the way, also leading the Rookie of the Year standings by 4 points over a tie for second between S Ozkan and Michael Wayne Robinson. Adam Sampsell right now 4th in the rookie points, 5 points back. Here are the rumble strips there that Dylan Poteet went over, as he'll lead them into the S's. Dearborn in 2nd. Battle might be for 3rd place. J Taurus and Pedro Lucas all over the back bumper of L Chung's Ford. Further back, they were battling double wide. W Goss in the 20 got kind of shuffled out as, side by side here through the bus stop. Taurus tried to make it work, couldn't do it. L Chung got back to the throttle, got a much cleaner exit. Now Taurus makes contact with L Chung through the carousel. And the battle for the lead is on as well. Justin Dearborn all over the back bumper of Dylan Poteet, looking to get the race lead back. Taurus and Bishop really wide there through turn 6. Off of 7, Poteet's going to brush the wall a little bit. That might have slowed his straightaway speed, and Dearborn's going to capitalize. And you're probably wondering, why are drivers hitting the wall there off of turn 7? Well, that rumble strip is there just as a guideline, maybe to kind of help the driver make it over the corner, but the sun's been beating out there, and you put rubber on that rumble strip, and then you have the sun beat on it, it is slick. So there's nothing in terms of grip for the drivers when they put their left side tires on it, so if they carry too much speed, it's going to send them up and brush that outside wall, and in some cases may even pancake that outside wall. Poteet wants the lead back. Looks low there on Dearborn going into the bus stop. Can't make the move. Pedro Lucas has now moved his way up into 3rd place. Pedro, a very good road racer. The native Brazilian. As right now, RJ Bishop still holds down that final transfer spot by about a car length back to Z Stultz. Stultz was in the main event last week at Martinsville. And we got a car on the wall again. That time it was Dearborn in the 07. That's going to cost him. Lucas going to take 2nd, and Lucas wants more. He's going to go for the race lead on Dylan Poteet here into turn 1. Look at them. Double wide, 4 rows deep here up at the front. That was Quentin Moore back there, I think, making a move on J Taurus. Subway versus Domino's. Oh no, Sampsell! Into the wall along with Z Stultz there, through the S's. I don't think the caution came out though. They all managed to keep it straight, but you can see that has really affected Z Stultz's machine. Those are steel guardrails they hit, and that car is way off the pace now. Sampsell with a lot of damage on his 16. Actually, correction, that is J Taurus that made the contact with Z Stultz. And looks like he is still up to speed, but he's got a lot of damage on his car. Now Michael Roode back there trying to make a pass on him. As Lucas did get the race lead away from Dylan Poteet, dropping Poteet back to 2nd. Now Lucas is going to get the wall off the corner. Seems like it's the race leader. I don't know if it's a case of they feel that since they're clear, that they can battle really aggressively into that final corner, but it really messes them up, and there was contact between Lucas and Poteet, and now we're 3 wide for the race lead there through turn 1. Man, I'll tell you what, if this is how they're racing in the non-charter race, I can't wait until we get to the main event. 3 wide into turn 1. That's something you don't hear about at Watkins Glen, except maybe when they're saying, and this is what brought out the caution. But Poteet down the straightaway is going to clear RJ Bishop. He'll go back to the point. Quentin Morris now moved up into a transfer spot, but look at some of these other guys right there, like N Amoedo and D Voyles. They want the transfer position. Nothing is a given just yet here at Watkins Glen, and I've been watching slowly the progress of one D Schwallenberg. He's up there almost into the top 15 after having to start this race from shotgun on the field, and this race ain't over yet. That time, D Poteet was able to have a clean exit off of turn 7. A Sampsell back there, not so lucky. That's Poteet, Lucas, Bishop. That's your top 3. L Chung, Quentin Moore, and now pole sitter J Dearborn with some pretty extensive left side damage holds the final transfer spot. Quentin Moore is going to go for 4th on L Chung. Got to be careful going double wide here through the S's, as Z Stultz and J Taurus can attest. See if the 44 is still running. He is, but man, that car is way off the pace. Tough break there for Z Stultz 1 week after he made his 7th start on the season at Martinsville. Through the carousel, L Chung went a little wide. Quentin Moore there to capitalize. D Voyles and J Dearborn now battling each other. That brings Seth Cole into the conversation. 3 wide back here. Oh, are we going to keep it 3 wide into 6? That's Dawson Wise, S Ozkan, and A Sampsell, and they made it work. Dawson Wise, of course, looked like he was in the best spot to transfer into last week's race at Martinsville. Qualified on the pole for the non-charter race, but then got dumped into the corner by T Gehrdes and did not advance. It's the transfer spot battle right here, I believe. J Dearborn trying to hold off M Roode. D Poteet had an issue there through the S's. That car looks like it might be off the pace all of a sudden. Did he get into the wall? I don't see any damage on that car, but something's happened to D Poteet, because he has lost speed and these drivers are eating him up. Whoa! M Roode nearly got sent off the nose of N Amoedo as they were 3 wide headed through the carousel. Poteet now dropping back to 6th place. He's battling for that spot with M Roode. That is the final transfer spot that they're battling for, as RJ Bishop has now gone to the lead. Oh, and now he's going to get the wall, and he gets it pretty good there. Almost spun it around for his troubles as the wall didn't want to let him go. Lucas going to move into the lead now with Quentin Moore and D Voyles into 2nd and 3rd. Of course, remember back to Michigan, RJ Bishop almost not only won the non-charter race, but also almost won the charter race as well, finishing 2nd to his teammate Adam Garcia, and now he gets put into the wall by D Voyles through the S's. These drivers are not giving an inch today. And now RJ, not only the left side damage he got from the wall off turn 7, now right side damage from the steel guardrail through the S's. D Voyles going to take 3rd place from D Poteet. Poteet back to 4th, Dearborn in 5th, and now the battle for the transfer spot's going to be between M Roode's DeWalt Toyota and N Amoedo's Pennzoil Ford. T Gehrdes' Dodge also now in the mix there. And where's the 46? Right now battling with another former winner from the Charter Series, Michael Wayne Robinson. Both these drivers, Schwallenberg and Robinson, got their first career wins at the Chili Bowl heats a few weeks ago. But Schwallenberg right now in the 19th position, and there's only 3 laps to go, so it's not looking like he's going to be able to get up here into a transfer spot. As D Poteet apparently looked like he was off the pace, might have just lost momentum. He's gotten it back, though. He's alongside Quentin Moore for 2nd place as Pedro Lucas continues to show the way. Pedro looking to make his 6th start on the season. Poteet looking to make his 6th as well. Moore's going to take the spot from Poteet, who had to lift there, as he might have wheel hopped getting the rumble strip. He almost lost 3rd place to D Voyles, who gets a nice run there out of the carousel. Right now, Michael Roode in the 00, the guy that everybody's gunning for. He holds the final transfer position, and it'll be 2 laps to go this next time around. Pedro Lucas's car looks relatively clean. Doesn't hit the wall there, but Quentin Moore does. So Lucas looks like he's mastered turn 7. And oh, we got a car hard in the wall back there. That was the 46 of Dylan Schwallenberg. Look at this train going into turn 1. Poteet, Voyles, and Moore on the inside. Quentin Moore and Justin Dearborn were on the top side. And now we got a battle for the final transfer spot. Dearborn had it. N Amoedo wants it. They'll take that side-by-side down this straightaway headed towards the bus stop. Quentin Moore, Michael Roode side-by-side for 4th. Looks like Roode will clear for the spot. Poteet's got D Voyles all over his back bumper for 2nd as Pedro Lucas continues to enjoy about a 4-car length lead. And Natan just took the 6th spot away from Justin Dearborn, so move the 36 into a transfer spot. So you got both the No Limits Racing Fords currently transferring into the main event if they can hold the positions they're in. Pedro right now with the lead, Natan in 6th. This final quarter could be the deciding factor, though, into who's going to transfer and who is not. As Pedro Lucas off of turn 7. Perfectly hits the rumble strip there. He has hit some picture-perfect laps. And he'll now see the white flag here at Watkins Glen. Battle for 2nd. Voyles to the inside of Poteet. Poteet's going to lift. Give up the spot to Voyles to make sure that he's at least going to transfer in. Ooh, almost contact between himself and Michael Roode. These guys just got to get themselves single file. Right now, they're all in transfer positions. And Justin Dearborn got back around to N Amoedo for the final transfer spot. Michael Roode's going to take Dylan Poteet side by side into the bus stop. He won't have the preferred line on exit here, though. Poteet's going to take the spot away. That's going to stack them up there from 4th place on back. And N Amoedo back to the inside, looking for the final position on Justin Dearborn. Near contact between the two. D Voyles starting to close in on Pedro Lucas, but I don't think he's close enough to make a charge to the final couple of corners here unless Lucas makes a mistake here off of turn 7. As Pedro Lucas, after taking the race lead. Oh, he's going to get the wall! Voyles is going to get to his inside. I think Voyles is going to win. Voyles is going to get it. Voyles will win the non-charter race. Lucas crosses 2nd, so he'll still transfer. Poteet, Michael Roode, Quentin Moore, and Justin Dearborn is going to hang on to the final spot over N Amoedo to transfer into the main event. But, boy, Pedro Lucas, he nailed turn 7 every single lap except the last one. It's going to cost him a checkered flag here in the non-charter series, but he at least will still make it into the main event race. D Voyles, I believe this is going to be his first non-charter win of the season. As Voyles will be making his 5th start on the season in the charter series. Quentin Moore his 6th. And Michael Roode will be making his 7th. Already mentioned for Pedro Lucas. This will be his 6th. Dylan Poteet. This will be his 6th. And Justin Dearborn will be making his 7th. But that was fun. That was exciting. I am telling you what, if this is any indication of what we can expect, and then throw green flag pit stops potentially into the mix for the main event race, we are in for a treat. We saw last week Zach Rogers make a little bit of a last-minute move with his trip to victory lane to potentially get a playoff spot. Could we be saying the same here later on today at Watkins Glen for another driver? We're going to have to wait and see. But thank you all for tuning in to this non-charter qualifying race. Voyles, Lucas, Poteet, Roode, Moore, and Dearborn are the transfer drivers into the main event later on today here at Watkins Glen for the Cheez-It 355. You enjoyed this qualifying race, be sure to give us a video, like, subscribe to be part of the crew today. These were your full finisher results from today's non-charter race, and we'll see you guys later on today for the main event. I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching another production of the NNSCRA, Offline Racing at its best.